The Flint water crisis was a public health crisis that started in 2014 and lasted until 2019. After the drinking water for the city of Flint, Michigan was contaminated with lead and possibly Legionella bacteria. In April 2014, during a budget crisis, Flint changed its water source from treated Detroit water and sewerage department water to the Flint River. Residents complained about the taste, smell, and appearance of the water. Officials failed to apply corrosion inhibitors to the water, which resulted in lead from aging pipes leaching into the water supply, exposing around 100,000 residents to elevated lead levels. A pair of scientific studies confirmed that lead contamination was present in the water supply. The city switched back to the Detroit water system on October 16, 2015. It later signed a 30-year contract with the new Great Lakes Water Authority on November 22, 2017. On January 5, 2016, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder declared a state of emergency in Genesee County, of which Flint is the major population center. Shortly thereafter, President Barack Obama declared a federal state of emergency, authorizing additional help from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Department of Homeland Security. Between 6,000 and 12,000 children were exposed to drinking water with high levels of lead. Children are particularly at risk from the long-term effects of lead poisoning, which can include a reduction in intellectual functioning and IQ, and an increased chance of Alzheimer's disease. The water supply change was considered a possible cause of an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in the county that killed 12 people and affected another 87. But the original source of the bacteria was never found. 4 government officials, 1 from the city of Flint, 2 from the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, and 1 from the Environmental Protection Agency, resigned over the mishandling of the crisis, and 1 additional MDEQ staff member was fired. 15 criminal cases have been filed against local and state officials, but only 1 minor conviction has been obtained, and all other charges have been dismissed or dropped. An extensive lead service pipe replacement effort has been underway since 2016, with innovative techniques such as machine learning used to predict the number and location of lead pipes. In early 2017, some officials asserted that the water quality had returned to acceptable levels. But in January 2019, residents and officials expressed doubt about the cleanliness of the water. There were an estimated 2,500 lead service pipes still in place as of April 2019. As of December 25, 2020, 26,750 water service lines had been excavated and inspected, resulting in the replacement of 9,912 lead pipes. As of December 8, fewer than 500 service lines still needed to be inspected. The city hopes to finish doing so by December 31, 2020. On August 20, 2020, the victims of the water crisis were awarded a combined settlement of $600 million, with 80% going to the families of children affected by the crisis. By November, the settlement grew to $641 million. In January 2021, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder and 8 other officials were charged with 34 felony counts and 7 misdemeanors, 41 counts in all, for their role in the crisis. 2 officials were charged with involuntary manslaughter. The following is a sequence of events related to the Flint water crisis. Some water service lines in Flint were installed between 1901 and 1920. As with many other municipalities at the time, all of the service lines from the cast iron water mains to end users' homes were constructed of lead, because it was relatively inexpensive and easy to work. Lead from the pipes can leach into the water, especially if certain contaminants are present. However, the water from the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, where Flint had obtained its water since 1967, had been treated well enough that the leaching from the lead pipes was at levels considered acceptable by state and federal environmental protection agencies. There are an estimated 43,000 service lines in the city. These include 3,500 lead lines, 9,000 known galvanized steel lines, and 9,000 unknown service lines. Lead exposure across the US has fallen dramatically since the 1980s. But no blood lead level is considered completely safe. Children under age 5, and especially infants and unborn children, bear the greatest risk of deleterious and irreversible health outcomes. From 2012 to 2016, the CDC set a reference level of 5 micrograms per deciliter. In order to target for case management the 2.5% of young American children with the highest blood lead levels, at 45 micrograms per deciliter, chelation therapy is considered. Among the many ways lead can enter a modern American's bloodstream is through lead plumbing. Acidic water makes it easier for the lead found in pipes, leaded solder, and brass faucets to dissolve and to enter a home's drinking water. Therefore, public water